So today's book review is Nana by Brandon Massey. So the author said that you can call it either Nana or Nana. But every time I hear Nana, I just hear, ooh, Nana. Look what you done started. Ooh. Y'all know that song? I think it's by Trey Songz. Either way, I'm going to go with Nana because I don't want to keep on singing that song in my head about this book. So, let's get into it. Tell me the intro to your book review. Right. Monica Stevens never knew her birth mother. Raised by a strict but loving adoptive parent, she blossomed into a woman with a thriving career as a pediatrician and a family of her own. But sometimes she wondered about her origins, especially her biological mother, until Grace arrives. Confessing to be the birth mother Monica had long wanted to meet, Grace quickly becomes an indispensable member of the Stevens household, cooking their meals, looking after the children, comforting Monica when the family dog is inexplicably killed, tending to Monica as she falls ill to a mysterious sickness that every day makes Monica look and feel older. Meanwhile, Grace is looking better, more vibrant, more youthful, and more seductive. Monica's husband, Troy, knows something is up. He launches an investigation into this woman who demands to be called Nana and has taken over his home. But the truth is beyond their wildest imaginings. It seems Grace has done this before. And this review is brought to you by my book club, EyeCU Reading and Social Network. I'm going to be extra real quick so y'all can see my shirt. Ooh, Nana. Okay, I'm done. I'm done being silly for that moment. Okay? Now, the cover of this book is very interesting. I was intrigued by it. It came off very scary-ish to me. And that was part of the reason why I picked this book for the monthly read for us. However, I did not think that it was going to be all that it was. It was actually better than what I was expecting. But the cover will definitely have your mind going in a different direction. So just be mindful that don't judge a book by its cover. And then the title also. So as I'm reading, I'm like, okay, so Nana, as in, a grandmama. Okay. And it was relevant. But then I was listening to the author and he was talking about how, you can pronounce it Nana or Nana, like I said earlier. And it's interesting to me because if you say Nana, that's usually how you hear people talking about their grandmama. But then when you hear Nana, then that's also like, little sexy term or whatever that people be using. And real talk, it was befitting for the book, either way that you pronounced it. Because, Grace was a different kind of Nana. Because Nana ain't mad telling you about her Nana. So this book read like an episode of The Twilight Zone, American Horror Story, Black Mirror, and a Lifetime Saturday night movie. Okay. And I say movies because the book literally felt like a movie. Like I could watch this book in my head as I was reading it. It was so good. So very good. Like I felt like every chapter had a cliffhanger where, okay, this is where the commercial break would go. Okay. It was just like that. I thoroughly enjoyed this book. I don't really think that I've read anything like it before. Y'all know I stick to, old, historic, urban books, but this one is very different. But literally, I think I read it in 2 days. Like, kept me on the edge of my seat. And it is scary. So I'm going to say this. If you somebody who just, a little scary acting, read this book in the morning time, okay? Read this book when it's light outside. Because I was reading some of the book at night and I had to turn my lights on. Because it was scary. Yep, it was. But it also had like a little bit of erotica in there. Like some really strange, weird erotica though, too. You know what I'm saying? So if you like in the weird stuff that's still kind of sexy, then it's going to have a little something in there for you, Now, there was also a thing that they talked about in this book that was quite interesting. I don't know that I have ever read a book where they went into the kind of detail that they did about this specific thing. It was actually about aging, okay? And aging, not like, okay, so you 65, you about to retire, or you just old and all of that kind of stuff. But aging in that area of time where folks then told you, like, okay, you better watch out, it's gonna catch up with you, and then finally getting caught up with you, you're like, oh my goodness, like, how did I get here? And that's usually about that 35-ish to knocking on 40 range. You know what I mean? It's like that area of time where physically you look like you can pass for 10 to 15 years younger than what you really are, but physically, like how you feel, you is every bit of your age. You might feel a little older. Okay, so that's like that area of aging that the author was talking about. And I was like, you know what? I don't really think that I can recall reading a book where folks talked about this part of life. You know what I mean? Where you just like, dang. Okay, then back, you just go hurt for no reason, huh? I ain't fail and ain't nobody didn't hit me. You just hurt. Okay, all right, gotcha. Now, I don't know anything personally about any of that because I'm not in my 30s. I'm 20 some, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just saying this is stuff I heard before. So if you have not read the book, you may want to tap out here in a short moment. Read the book. I'm going to put the link for it down in the bottom in the description area. And you can come back and then you can watch the remainder of the video. Or if you're somebody who doesn't really mind spoilers, then you can stay right here. And I'm going to tell you guys why I gave this book 5 acrylic nails. This would also be a very good time for you to subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any of my videos as I continue to upload. And make sure that you hit the like button for this video as well. Thanks so much. I appreciate you. I really do. All right, now I'm about to start spoiling. Okay, so let's start from the beginning, shall we? So, now they done took Lily out, right? We don't know what it was that did it, but clearly it was Grace. And I'm going to tell you why I felt like Lily had to go, and Lily had to go quick. Because see, Lily was saved, okay? Lily was saved. She loved the Lord. She knew to call on the name of Jesus when things got bad. And Grace knew she was going to play interference in what she had planned for Monica. So she was like, oh, no, I'm going to have to take her out right now. Because she can't come up in here doing all that praying and all that extra stuff because I might not be able to get my plan all the way through. So, boom. Miss Lily gone. We at the funeral. Grayson showed up like, Danny, hey, I'm your birth mama. And then here come Monica, all happy-go-lucky. I mean, initially she passed out. But, I mean, for the most part, Monica did not respond in any type of way that I would have. in any type of way that anybody that I know personally would have. Like, this was a big, like, discussion in book club because we like, how you just abandoned me for nearly 40 years and then just like show up and I'm like, hey girl, and we about to be besties. Oh no. No. I don't know you. Move. Get away from me. She could not have even sat at my table at the repast for real. Like, no ma'am, you don't get to sit at this table. I don't know you. Okay? But Monica different. Clearly Monica is different. I don't really think that her husband and his mama really was. I think they was just going along for the ride because it was Monica. She was having a real rough time. She ain't lost her adoptive mama. She ain't got nobody. So they like, okay, fine. We gonna let this slide. But now you got this stranger, because I don't care nothing about her being your biological mama. She is still a stranger. Now you got this stranger up in your house. No, ma'am. Okay. You can't come to my house. You cannot show up. I meet you a half hour ago. You say you my mama and you coming in my house. You're not about to come in my house. Now, granted, because I'm sure she want to get to know her mama. She want to ask her questions and everything. She didn't want her to leave, go back out of town immediately. But that's when you be like, well, okay, you know, I'm well off. I got it. Let me go ahead and get you a room at the Holiday Inn. And I'll come and visit you and talk with you down in the lobby for some continental breakfast in the morning or something. Because you not about to come up in my house. Because sure enough, as soon as Grace got up in there, sis was like, I ain't going nowhere. I'm posted. I'm here. And I was just like, yep, this about to be all bad. As soon as she took that bag out the trunk and she had 5 different outfits and all the colors of the rainbow, I said, oh yeah, it's a whole wrap right now. A whole wrap. So moving right along, she is shady. Okay. Grace comes in the door being complete shady boots. And again, you can't come up in my space as a stranger telling me nothing about my household, telling me nothing about my husband. You can't tell me nothing. Grayson came up in here trying to tell her all about her husband, telling her what she about to do, what she not about to do. And I'm just like, oh, that's what we doing? That's what we do down in Atlanta, in the suburbs. Oh, okay then. And you see what that got you? Gray hairs and some toe up teeth. Okay, we can talk about them teeth later. Okay, so she there, and it becomes very apparent that Troy is seeing through her. Miss Pat is seeing through her. Like, I love me some Miss Pat. Miss Pat knew what was up from jump. Miss Pat said, I ain't eating your food. No, ma'am. I will eat these leftovers, okay? I don't know you like that. Shh. And good thing she didn't eat them, because y'all see what happened with all of that. She poisoning everybody, but you didn't get Miss Pat. At least you didn't get Miss Pat like that. Not then. So, we gonna fast forward because we know she was there manipulating. All of a sudden, Monica just getting old and all this kind of stuff. Let me tell y'all about the getting old part that took me out, though. When that tooth came out of her mouth. Baby, when that tooth fell out of Monica's mouth, I saw it. I saw like a little piece of a little tooth that had like some little brownness on it. Little tip of white, but a whole lot of brownness on it, just sitting on some carpet. I saw it. And it was disgusting, to say the least. Like, I said, oh, nah. Monica ain't about to be able to go back to nobody's job no time soon, even if she do get past all of this, because how's she going to explain these missing teeth out of her mouth? And the ones that's there then probably rotted and all that and turned colors. Now she out here looking like a meth head. Now she got to go back to work as a doctor looking like she on meth. Crack. Heroin. They not about to let you practice medicine on no children. And you out here looking like you on crack. Who's that? Hold on. I gotta go back. The dog. Now listen, I don't do doggy death well. Okay, I don't like to see it in no movies. I don't like to read about it in no books. I don't want to see it in real life. Okay, I don't like it. So doggy death, yeah, scared me, took me out. I was like just furious because I'm like, why though? Why you had to kill the dog? Well, we know why she had to kill the dog, because the dog didn't like her neither. The dog, see, he sensed that nasty, evil spirit on Grace. That's why the dog didn't like her as soon as it came through the door. You know what I'm saying? The only time that he was showing her any type of affection or whatever was when she was giving him food that was probably poisoned. You know what I mean? That was rough. I didn't like it. I didn't like the doggy death. Okay. All right. Now I can carry on. Okay, so back to Miss Pat. Miss Pat knew what was up. Okay. Now, she done got visited by Miss Grace in the middle of the night. And now Grace is just flying around like a whole little demon that she is. Baby, do you know I would have played the blood of Jesus up in that house so quick? I would have been like, no, Satan. No, not on this evening. You sure will not. I would have immediately got up and played the blood of Jesus. But I also would have got up and I would have went home. Okay? I went back to my house because ain't no way in the world I'm about to be dealing with no demonic spirits up in somebody else's crib. No, ma'am. Nope. I'm going to go home. I ain't got to be here. I don't care what time it is, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Oh, I got to go. I got to leave here. Y'all was feeling some type of way as Monica was just like waking up with these gray hairs and looking and feeling bad. I was just like, oh, dang. Because you saw the writing on the wall because we already done read the synopsis. We know what was about to happen. So I'm just like, dang. So sis just about to sit here, be all extra naive, eating all of this delicious food that clearly is drugging you. And see, that's why they say, like, you don't be letting no strange women all up in your kitchen. Mary J. Blige got a song about that. I'm going to need to find this song. I feel like I got to find that song. But they were saying it even before the song. But you don't just be letting nobody come up in your kitchen and be cooking and stuff. Okay? Because now, this lady that came up in here, she drugging you. She drugging your kids. And she about to screw your husband. She's screwing your husband. Can't come up and cook nothing in my kitchen. So now we fast forward. We know that Troy like, it's something up with her. Like, how is my wife out here just looking so bad and you out here just looking so good? Like, this is just not okay. Something is up. He got the private detective, so they looking into stuff. So now, of course, we finding out all of the deets on the fact that Grace a whole hoe. Okay, she been out here just screwing men and making babies all over the place because ultimately she want to stay young. And she was. But I am curious, like, I don't feel like I need to do the math. Like, how old was Grace really? Because she was super old. Because she was killing women, her daughters, actually. Killing her daughters for, heck, over 100 years. Dang, I wonder how old is she? I mean, it don't really matter, but all I know is she was a stranger. And you shouldn't have never let that stranger in your house. Because now, here y'all is out here fighting some old supernatural demonic spirits that's all flying around you and pretending to be your wife and going and taking your babies out of school. And all the while, you got this little chick at your job, Troy. Now I'm talking about the husband. He got this little nurse at the job that called herself Catching Feelings. Okay? And I was feeling some type of way because she was clearly a 2020 side chick. Because, 2020 side chicks, like the new ones, these new ones, they don't be knowing they role. They don't know how to stay in their lane. Like, he done told you what it is. Now you done decided after a few months, you want more. But he not willing to give you that because he told you what it was. Then she hits him with the, well, I want an emotional commitment. But I ain't trying to take you from your family. I'm going to need an explanation on that. I don't know what that means. What else do you want from this married man besides whatever he's willing to give you? Because, sis, you're a side chick. You don't get to have the same things as the wife. That's not how that goes. But of course, these is new side chicks, so clearly they think that they do. So she tried it and it failed. And in the midst of all of this going on, it was like Troy just realized, like, nah, I love my wife and I'm about to fight this demon, get our life back in order, and it's about to be us. Okay, it was like he came to that realization while all of this stuff was going on. I'm going to guess and say that that's what happened. I don't really know that was really what it was because the side chick situation just kind of came and went really quickly. You know what I mean? It didn't have like a huge, like, closure scene. It was just like she called while he was in the midst of doing some stuff, trying to get, everything back in order. And he like, man, throws the phone out the window and boom, we never hear about the side chick again. And I mean, I'll rock with that, I guess. Would I have liked to have seen something more dramatic happen when it comes to the side chick? Yeah, because I felt like she got introduced and talked about enough that she could have resurfaced in some kind of way and we would have seen her later on doing some other stuff, but she didn't. So it's what it is. Let's talk about another like secondary character in the book, and that was Reverend McBride. Yeah, Reverend McBride. So we find out that Reverend McBride, this super old man that is at the funeral initially, keep on trying to call Monica. That's actually Monica daddy. Okay, so he know what's up. He trying to get in touch with her. He finally admitted it to Troy, I think. Yup, I think Troy ended up meeting with him. They finds out what's going on. And now Grayson somehow found out, you know what I mean, that he didn't spill beans or he trying to, throw interference. So she done showed up on him. And along with Grace, getting this new little body of hers and being all sexy and seductive and having her daughter buy her some lingerie so that she can screw her daughter's husband, she done also decided that she gonna screw little Mr. Reverend McBride. And it was pretty gross, in my opinion, to actually even read. It was just kind of icky. It was like, ew, get off of his lap in the church. Just, it was a mess. It was a mess. I didn't need it. I did not need it. And let me tell you what else I didn't need. I did not need her coming for Miss Pat like that. Let me come back to my favorite character real fast. Because Grace didn't mess around, then drugged Miss Pat. Not through the food, though. Now she got all these little body creams and all this kind of stuff. Because y'all know she out here looking all sweet and sexy and young and everything. So now she didn't just, here's a little gift. I'm so sorry we got off on the wrong foot. Here's a little something. And Miss Pat, just trying to be nice, then took it. putting her little ointments on and everything. And come to find out, it pretty much drove her crazy. She got hit by a truck, and now she's sitting up in the hospital. But she survived. I said, yes, Miss Pat, yes, you better hold on. I was so glad she didn't die, because after the dog, I don't think I would have been able to take it. I don't think I would have been able to take it. I was okay when Mr. Reverend McBride had died. You know what I'm saying? He was on his last leg. It sounded like anyway, all that phlegm he was coughing up and everything. I was like, well, I mean, if somebody else gonna have to leave about this book, might as well be him. You know what I'm saying? So he did, but Miss Pat ain't. I was so glad. Okay, so now we get to the end of this book, and we trying to kill Grace, and we think that we did. Okay, so the way that the book ended, interesting enough, you feeling like, is she really dead? Because, I mean, there was a fire and all this kind of stuff, and she fell down into, like, this little pit, and you had all the fire and everything. But, I mean, did we see a body? You know what I'm saying? Like, is she really dead? I don't know, because, I mean, a normal human person would have died from what happened to her. But we know that she wasn't all human. She had something else in her. And, yeah, I'm just curious if she's really dead. Now, this is the thing, though. Is she not really dead? In all honesty, I'm okay with the not knowing part of the book. It just makes it even more intriguing, that much of a good book to me, because I don't need a sequel. Like, I don't need a sequel. Right now, I'm learning to appreciate the standalone books. Okay? Just give me one book, and I'm happy. Okay? So, in no way am I trying to advocate for a book 2 at all. If the author ain't feeling it, it's all good, because this was a 5-star book for me. You know what I mean? So, yeah. I thought that was an interesting way to end the book. Also, we know that she reaches out to her other siblings. So now they having like this little family reunion. And I could dig it, because clearly part of the reason why Monica was just so gullible, in my opinion, and willing to just like let Grace do any and everything that she was doing, was because there was this desperate need for some type of belonging to family, like blood family. You know what I mean? And so her being able to have that through the other sisters that she discovered was a good look. But now I'm left with this other little question in my head, and I'm like, so if they mama is not 100% human, then that means they not 100% human either then, right? So, I don't know. It's just so many questions. I mean, I guess it's not so many. It was like one question. So, I mean, it's what it is. But, all in all, that was a good doggone freaking book. Okay? Like, literally, like I said before, edge of my seat, just turning the lights on, because I low-key got scared just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Like, my gangster just went clean out the window. Like, oh, gotta go. I enjoyed it. The rest of you guys that was, listening for all of the rest of this video, y'all watched it too. Watched it. Y'all read it too. What y'all think? Like, what was y'all favorite parts? Who was y'all favorite people? Like, do you feel the same way I feel about any of these areas of the book? Let me know. Talk to me. I'm Sam. I'm telling tales. Read a book.